I'm hurt, dog. Don't ask me if I'm all right. Hell no. Joaquin said dominate, and we not doing it. I put my heart in this dog. Let's go, man. Let's go, baby. Bro. Let's go.
By any means necessary. To our last breath, to the last play, we hunt. When we bleed, it's orange and green. War ready is the phrase often used. Around these parks, it's game time. No need to turn back the hands of time. We back like we never left. One thing that'll never change is the brand, the you.
So look, man, we're going to go ahead and get this out the way. All right. Shout out to Louisville. You guys did what you needed to do to win the game. Shout out to the Cards. You got the W. Bromm did some hellified coaching. English did some great coaching. Your players executed enough to win the game. So salute to y'all. Cool. As far as y'all disrespectful ass Louisville fans that's been in my comments talking about y'all smashed Miami and y'all worked them. Bro, the score was 24-21. Miami had ample opportunity to win that game. So as far as y'all talking about Miami got smoked and we beat y'all ass, listen, fuck y'all. Okay? Straight like that. This is for all of the disrespectful Louisville fans. Where are you? You're going to make another, you're an idiot, making another video. Louisville is not a good football team. I want to restate that. Louisville is not a good football team. When you have to switch up everything you do just to play another team because you know what you do on a regular isn't good enough, that doesn't make you a good football team. You can be coached well, but that doesn't make you good. So stop running around here acting like Louisville is some juggernaut. They did what they needed to do to win the game, but that's the end of it. That's the end. So stay out of my comments with the disrespect. You won the game. Cool. Hooray. Great job. And I want to say it's not all the Cards fans, right? I had some great conversations with a couple of y'all, regarding the game. Before the game, we even had some good conversation after the game, based upon what happened. Some of y'all are like knowledgeable, about your team. And I respect that. And some of y'all just be talking out y'all ass. Don't even really know what you're talking about for real, but you just want to come and say something negative. I appreciate the views, though. Keep tuning in. Welcome back to the Games Get Played Network. I'm your host, Wise, and I'm back. We are here to discuss the Miami versus Louisville recap. So first off, I'm going to just go ahead and get this out the way. Congratulations to Louisville. Congratulations. Y'all came in. Y'all got the dub. Y'all was putting your L's up and all of that. That's cool. That's cool. I think Bromm is a fantastic coach. And he schemed the hell out of that game. He had Louisville prepared, and hats off to Louisville. Normally I don't do this, right? If y'all go back and look in the past when Miami loses, when I've been doing these videos, I normally don't be doing the reviews because I be pissed and I be too mad to do the reviews. But, I promise you guys that I'm going to do this every week, no matter what. Right. And for me, man, I think that, there's a lot to unpack. So if you a Canes fan, sit down. Let's buckle up for this ride. If you a Louisville fan and you just coming back to the video, because a lot of y'all been talking heavy trash on my short and stuff like that. You know, I appreciate you coming back, looking for the review or whatever. But, you know, we really about to get into some nitty gritty. I will say, I'm gonna give everybody a fair warning up front, man. If you don't want to hear a lot of cursing, if you don't want to hear the real on the Canes, it's time for you to turn this video off. All right, I'm just being honest. If you don't want to hear the real, you don't want to hear me really going in, turn it off. I know I have viewers that do not care for a lot of profanity, and I understand that. But this is not one of those times. This is not, and it's not even me meaning to, like, this is just the real raw reaction of what's going on. So raw to the point where we are going to do a look back at the film or the highlights of the game together. Right? Normally I go back and rewatch full film plus highlight. No, we're going to look at this together later on in the show. All right. So if you're not ready for what I'm about to say, it's time for you to turn the video off. All right. I gave you a quick second to get up out of here. If you still here, it's time to get to this shit, man. So first things first, Louisville wins 24-21. When we just talking about the game and the flow of how stuff went, I'm not even about to get into the numbers and the stats because it really don't matter. It really don't matter, man. In the preview, I said we had to stop Isaac Brown and Chris Bell. We had to stop Bell and Brown, and we win the game. We didn't stop Bell or Brown, and if it wasn't for Keontae Scott forcing a fumble on Brown late in the fourth quarter, he would have still been in there chopping shit on us. Like, the amount of missed tackles in the game was crazy. To me, the defensive game plan was absolute dog shit. And I say that because I get it. Louisville changed their entire scheme offensively. They did things that they had not done all year just to play Miami, just to not allow Miami to be able to sink their cleats in the grass, right? Changed up everything. They knew that they couldn't block Miami straight up, right? They knew that they couldn't hold on to the ball because they didn't have what it took in order to consistently block Miami. Jeff Bromm understood his team's weaknesses, and he made adjustments for it. To me, that's excellent coaching. I will also say, if you're a team and you have to change all of your tendencies in everything you do to play another team to just be successful, you're not that great of a team at what you do. You may have coaching at a high level, which Louisville had on both sides of the ball, but hear me out. If you run a certain scheme and you run certain plays, there's one thing to try to, cover up the way it looks here or there. No, at no point did Louisville ever play with three quarterbacks in a game this year. They didn't. That's not what they do. The things that they would normally do, they didn't do them. They weren't playing with three quarterbacks in a game, then three quarterbacks and then put Lacey at wide. They never did that stuff. They did it because they knew they had to gain an edge on Miami because their regular offense out the gate wasn't going to cut it. And I give them credit for doing it because they recognized it and they executed it extremely well. When you look at what really happened in the game, after you get away from the gimmicky stuff, right? It's gimmicks, and then they score, right? Gimmick, and they end up hitting Chris Bell, and he makes a great play. We don't do what we need to do, and he scores. I 100% credit. I said before the game, I love Chris Bell. We had to stop him. That's an all-American wide receiver, and to me, he was much faster than Miami anticipated. You can see it on film or whatever, but he was much faster than we anticipated. When he turned up field both times on them little weak-ass drag routes, like the man basically went untouched. 35 yards each time. Like, it was crazy to me. But I will say this. I'm going to get back to why I say the defensive game plan was dog shit. Because outside of all of that, the defense does settle down, right? The defense definitely settled down after you get away from the gimmicks and stuff. And they're getting stops. They're doing what they need to do. My problem lies with part of the actual game plan was to play O.J. Frederick on Chris Bell. Now, I don't know why the fuck we would just be playing O.J. on Chris Bell. But as you're seeing the game progress, this is my problem with Heatherman and everybody on that side of the ball. You're seeing the game progress. It is clear that OJ is mismatched by playing this guy. He's fucking 6'2", 6'3", 215, 220. Clearly, his speed is much more than you anticipated. He's strong as an ox. He's a smart football player. He's really good. Even on the plays where Chris Bell didn't catch it, OJ was getting worked and cooked all night long. And then when Miller Moss did what Miller Moss does and he threw a couple of balls straight to us, OJ dropped the interception. He threw 2 or 3 basically to us and we dropped them. We didn't catch any of them. But I'm looking up and just seeing him get beat, or he got beat and he didn't catch it, or no, that wasn't the answer. I don't know. Maybe Damari Brown didn't play. I'm not sure why Damari Brown wasn't on Chris Bell. He is an extremely physical wide receiver. Damari Brown is an extremely physical corner. They don't hit Chris Bell over the top down the field like that. And even if you could have help for it. So the only true quote unquote weakness or spot where Damari may be liable is down the field, but they weren't doing that. The crossers and stuff, that's what he's there for. He's there to get in the slot or outside, be physical with a big wide receiver, and play him aggressively. On both of those touchdowns that he had, bro, we gave him a fucking free release. You gonna give a 6'2", 6'3", 200 and something pound wide receiver that can fly a free release off the line in the slot? Nobody gonna touch him? That's dumb. You're in man, but we're not impressed, man. You let him run freely off the line, and then y'all gonna tell me, oh, well, the linebacker, I don't want to hear nothing about what the linebackers were supposed to do. Because on the last touchdown he had, yes, Torrey was right there, and he should have made that play. So are a bunch of other people. But this is where I go into, you don't do that. You don't ask Torrey, who is your worst pass defender, to get in space in a zone and make a play against the best wide receiver or in the AC. You don't do that. That's stupid. That is stupid. It would have been such an easy game plan to double Chris Bell. You play him and press him and have the corner literally attack inside and know that if you give up some outside leverage, it's okay because we got him over the top. So over the top and outside, it's okay, but be physical and stay on top of him for the routes that you know that they run. Instead, what we're doing, we're playing a soft-ass zone in the beginning of the game, just giving up the little easy routes. I'm like, bro, that's not what you're supposed to do. Why would you play a zone? Why would you do that? No, play man coverage because they only have one guy that can absolutely hurt you. And they have one other guy that can do some things, but you're not as worried about him. You could put Scott on Lacey one-on-one and tell him, hey, you got him. We should have keyed on that. And everybody else's eyes should have been focused on Isaac Brown. That was his best game of the season. He had not had a game the entire year against real competition where he ran like that. He did not. But he from Homestead. He from down there. You know he's finna try to play the game of his life. And last year, he doing all of this balling, and he get blasted and fumbled. We score a touchdown. Like, bro, he's coming back to try to get his get back. He wants to get off on us, and we let them do it. They ran away from Ruben Bain a lot. They also ran right to Ruben Bain's side. Some of the runs were so fast, bro. One of the plays, they ran it by Bain. Bain didn't even know they ran the ball, bro. They called Hut. By the time Bain was looking, he was gone. Boom. He punches, discard the look. He done ran by your face already, bro. Because they know, hey, shade him like this. That way, by the time he buy him, because they done told Brown, hey, just hit it. Don't worry about it. Like, he's here. He's going to do a quick seal. He can't hold him the whole way. He can't keep him locked up. But he going to seal him. You hit it. Right by his face. Right by his face. So, you know, we let two guys get off that the two guys we couldn't let get off. That's really what it comes down to. But I just don't know what we were doing on defense with Chris Bell in particular for the entire game. I saw OJ have a breakup here or there, but every time I seen him on him, I'm like, whoever came up with this game plan is a fucking idiot. We watched OJ get beat downfield against Syracuse. And I know Louisville wasn't throwing the ball downfield a lot, but my whole point is when you start talking about big physical wide receivers, that is not where you want to put OJ Frederick, dog. I don't know what y'all think y'all saw in practice, but you're better off putting Lucas on him. You better off putting O'Connor on him. Like anybody but OJ, to be honest. Yeah, you mix it up here or there. But no, and if you're going to put OJ on him, it has to be press man. No matter who's on him, that should have been press man. I didn't understand that, bro. I didn't understand it at all. Like, it just, I don't know, man. The linebacker play was absolutely horrific. The lack of filling gaps and running the wrong way was crazy. I don't know what keys they studied to let them know whether if they're going left, right, or what they're doing. But whatever the keys were, Bromm them clearly confused the hell out of them boys. They made them think that it was something else, and then they went this way. They made them think it was this way, and then they went that way. Whatever were the keys and triggers for them to look for, they knew what those keys were, and they manipulated them into being out of position. We couldn't feel for nothing, bro. Like, it was bad. The amount of missed tackles in space, or the fact that Chris Bell might have went untouched on 2 touchdowns was crazy. But all of the missed tackles, it was just like, it was mind-blowing. And with all of that being said, with the wrong defensive game plan for their best player, you're still in the game. You're still in the game. But the problem is Carson Beck and Shannon Dawson. Like, bro, I'm watching the game, and it's clear. It was clear that you were going to be able to take advantage of Louisville down the field. We saw it early in the game. We saw it early, but instead of naturally starting to take advantage of the checkdowns, now because you hit two longer pass, now don't keep doing that. Bro, take what they're giving you. That pass play he threw to Tony, like, I'll see if I put the screenshot up, but he's in the pocket. By the time you hear like this, bro, and you finna load up to throw it, you have somebody from the middle that's already proceeded to go, and then you have the 2 other guys that are already deep. You end up throwing that ball into triple coverage. Some people's like, oh, it wasn't the right throw. Bro, you see when he loads up, everybody done flowed this way. You got 2 checkdowns wide open. You got one on this side and one on that side. If there's 3 people around one guy and 2 additional people flowing that way, that means that if you throw it to one or the other check down, not only do you have a first down, but you probably have a really big play. It's almost like Beck was trying to improve his draft stock or something. Like, the whole thing with Beck about why people was happy because he's Mr. I'll take what you give me. He'll take the checkdowns. We heard complaints all year about Cam Ward not taking checkdowns, right? We see Beck taking checkdowns early in the year. Yeah, every once in a while, he may throw something he don't need to throw. But the fact that he threw 4 interceptions is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Like, come on, bro. This shit just, I'm watching the game and it's blowing my mind. Shannon Dawson, bro, if I see you call another motherfucking inside zone, this is what I mean when I say we got out coached. Bromm comes out with his scheme on offense. He does a bunch of gimmicky stuff to get up. He has to do it. He's doing what he has to do. Louisville eventually runs their regular offense, and it actually ends up not being very successful overall. Outside of Isaac Brown running just overall what they normally would do, it's not doing what the first 2 drives did, right? So cool. On defense, though, they were prepared for our inside zone. We could not do anything with them boys. And they don't have a big front 7, but they played extremely physical and they were able to key on it. And they knew every time because 95% of our run plays are inside zone. It's probably higher than 95%. So it's easy for them to sit up there and key in on it, bro. It's easy. And when I tell you their linebackers were shooting and filling gaps, oh, man, they was blowing everything up. And they not getting in the backfield, but it don't matter. Because if they going to fill the gap like that and you going to run into it, we getting 2 yards. We normally get 5, 6, 7 a pop. You going right into it. The first time I seen Shannon Dawson call a run play that I could identify, that I remember that wasn't the inside zone, was the touchdown to Malachi. We should have been getting them running side to side, bro. When you keep trying to lean on people and go downhill, when they're selling out to do it, when they know you're running, and then when they know you're probably going to pass, notice that, though. They were out of position a couple of times on the passing plays earlier in the game. Once they got into the flow of it, they was like, oh, we know exactly what you're doing. That's why every time the interceptions happen, there's full-fledged coverage. And then Bromm even said it. He was like, no, we know that Carson Beck he's a really good quarterback. He was like, but the matter of the fact is, we know that if we drop back guys, he doesn't do well with that. Yeah, you want to get home and stuff, but overall, no, we going to just play zone. Not going to play man, we play zone. And that's what they did. They kept it in front of them for the most part, and they were more prepared on more plays than we were. So what Louisville did is the same thing Florida State tried to do. The literal difference between the two was Carson Beck. Carson Beck picked them apart like I said he would, because we knew exactly what Florida State wanted to do. We knew exactly what Louisville wanted to do, but one of the main differences is we didn't run for a lot of yards on Florida State either. But Louisville absolutely shut the run game down. Not only did they shut the run game down, but they got up early. Miami hadn't been playing from behind all year. They got up early, and when they got up early, they knew the moments in which Beck would press and try to get more than he should have needed to get, because he's trying to get it back. We down, so he trying to, you don't need to get it back. Take the check down, bro. The check downs was there on the The interception he threw, the third interception, Elijah Lofton was wide open. Why? Nobody even near him. Bro, if you throwing a ball, yeah, I get it. You got to get it down and fit, you know, but you can't take the sack. But if you throwing a ball in an area where it's 3 folks at, bro, I promise you somebody's open. Not only are they open, somebody's probably wide open. If you're throwing a ball and you see 3 people, somebody is wide open. And sure enough, he was wide open, bro. So credit to their coaches for sure. And the players on defense for executing what they wanted to do. They wanted to make Carson Beck beat them or try to beat them. And they said, no, we don't think you're good enough. Yeah, 2 of the picks. So because I see a lot of people talking about this. The interception that he threw where he was throwing it to Malachi Tony, that was absolutely pass interference. But to me, I don't give a fuck because you should not be throwing that ball. Yes, he grabbed him way before and they picked. I don't care. Don't throw that ball. The route at the end of the game. Oh, Lofton ran the wrong route. That's why I was picked. Why are you throwing that? We got 2 timeouts. And see, and this is my problem too, man. I'm going to go ahead and address this and get this shit out the way. Y'all pessimistic ass Cane fans that's always waiting on some shit to go wrong. Y'all get on my fucking nerves. That shit is fucking annoying, dog. Oh, shut the fuck up. If you going to be a fan, be a fan. If you not going to actually root for the team with clear intentions, then shut the fuck up, please. Y'all are annoying. Y'all really are annoying. Like, it's one thing to be like, okay, I don't really care for the way they coaching and doing this or doing that. But to straight up just be on, like, pretty much you taking a stance of you're against the success of players on our team that would lead us to win. And that's some clown shit. Are you really a Canes fan? Are you really a Canes fan if you want players to do bad in order so you can, like, I don't get it. That shit is weird to me. That shit is real weird. I see that shit in the group chat. I see that shit on Facebook. I see that shit on Twitter. Like, people I personally know that are hitting me. That shit is weird. That shit is real weird. Like, I just don't get y'all. Like, if you're afraid of the team not doing X, Y, and Z, then cool. Just shut the fuck up. Don't watch. And if you're going to watch, we don't want to hear your opinion. If you're going to be, it's one thing to call things out, but some of y'all be waiting on shit to happen. Oh, man, I told you. Mario this, da-da-da-da-da, Dawson this, Beck this. Like, you're not saying none of this shit while things are going good. As soon as something bad happens or doesn't go our way, you pop it up. Hey, yo, get the fuck out the way, man. This ride right here, this journey, this shit for real Canes fans. The ones that been down. If you ain't on that, man, going out the way. We don't want to hear your opinion. We don't. We don't want to hear it. All right, man, back to regular scheduled programming. So, look, credit to Louisville's coaching staff. They outcoached Miami hands down. Hands down, they outcoached Miami, and Heatherman was the only coach that got it together. And he did start getting the stops that we needed. The defense was getting stops, and the offense absolutely laid an egg. They laid an egg. The punt return, the fair catch thing, that was bullshit. And it's crazy because Malachi was about to crib that too. He was literally finna run that shit back. He was finna run it back. They call it, throw a flag on him. They penalize us for it. Okay, all right, cool. On the Malachi play where he gets downfield, the fact that we don't score there is fucking crazy. But it's because of what you're calling and what you're doing. Like Dawson. I see people like, y'all weren't complaining about Dawson when we was winning. Bro, I've been on Dawson ass since last year. Overall this year, I thought that, not even I thought, from what he was showing me, I was like, okay, conceptually we playing different, we doing this or whatever. This notice for you. Stop running that fucking inside zone solely. There is so many more things that we could be doing offensively besides the fucking inside zone. Stop it. Louisville was a pretty good team. They're not even good. Because if they were good, they wouldn't have had to change up everything they did just to try to get a win. So understand that if you're actually a good team, you don't have to change every tendency and stuff just because you know that you can't beat that other team by doing what you normally do and trying to dominate and play hard. That doesn't make you a good team. Because if you were, you would change a couple of things, but you're going to roll with what you got because you like, we coach better than you. We play better than you. We're going to have a better game plan than you. Not we changing up everything at least for a quarter and a half, almost 2 quarters because we know our regular offense ain't going to work. No. Defensively, I can give you guys all the credit in the world because y'all made the plays that you needed to make. And our offensive coordinator sitting up over here calling the same damn inside zone every time. You see that they're beating us to the punch. They know how to flow to not make the zone effective. When you're doing a zone blocking scheme, it's all about the feel. It's about the feel and the flow. They flowed to the ball in a way, and I'm pretty sure Bromm had something to do with this in a way that he knew would disrupt inside zone. They did it perfectly. Florida State tried to do the same thing, and they were disrupting it to an extent, but their scheme and ability on the back end wasn't there. Their defensive coordinator is Cheeks. He wasn't able to do what English was able to do with the Louisville defense. So, hats off to him for that. I think that Dawson, we gonna get to the real on this, right? So I still don't know exactly what JoJo did, but we know that him not playing had nothing to do with health. It was disciplinary type stuff, right? He sounded really upbeat. He played 1 snap, but Dawson sounded upbeat about JoJo playing this week and all of this. And I'm going to go ahead and say it, bro. Some of the fucking egos and shit that's on this coaching staff, and particularly somebody like Dawson, you got to cut that shit out, bro. And Mario, you need to nip that shit in the bud, and you need to take this shit by the balls, bro. And you need to make sure that we're putting the best players on the field. It's one thing for a kid to maybe do something that you guys don't agree with and you make him earn stuff back. I get it. But for JoJo or even Tony Johnson or Joshua Moore to not get more snaps, now it becomes detrimental, right? You get Beck throwing CJ hospital balls, he getting hurt. And the other thing is, the other receiver that you're playing, which is Marion, specifically the last 2 weeks, he has cost you. He took 7 points off the board against FSU. And in this game, he's ineffective. I'm watching him get these opportunities on these catches, and the only thing that I can think during the game is, I know we have somebody better than that. I know we do. I don't care. If y'all don't want to play JoJo, cool. But play Tony Johnson. Play Joshua Moore. Play somebody else. These guys have to get real reps now. You fucking idiot-ass coaches need to understand. You do not want to be throwing these players into games when everything is on the line down the season and you didn't play nobody else for real. We did the same thing last year, and through back channels, folks blamed it on Cam Ward and said, oh, Cam didn't want to play with the younger receivers and all of that. Shannon Dawson controls exactly who gets on that field and who doesn't get on that field, especially with the wide receiver room. Now, if you want to get into some real, that's some real. Solely Shannon Dawson chooses who plays at wide receiver. That's it. He is choosing to not play these other kids. You watch Joshua Moore ball out the USF game, and then you go back to cutting his snaps. I don't understand. At this point, Marion is not giving you enough. We saw the same thing last year with continuing to start somebody like Tyler Barron and Sam Brown. Don't let this be the case, the same case as of last year, where you should have been started cutting snaps or putting some of these kids on the bench, but you're choosing to not do it. Mario, you decided to not mess up the flow of what was going on, and you didn't want to mess up the team chemistry, so you let it ride last year. It's on you, and now this is your job to get this shit right with this wide receiver room. Same thing goes for tight end. If the kids you're playing are not making the plays and not being effective, get them off the fucking field, bro. Figure out a way, do something. But it can't just be Malachi Tony and CJ Daniels. It can't. We got other people that can help us, and y'all need to start playing them. It's that simple. The O-line, Mariball, it needs to be switched. Whatever these fucking triggers are for the false starts, you need to fix it. And then on top of that, you need to change that lineup that's in there, because I'm seeing people get blown up off the spot. Change it. Do something. But the other guard spot needs to be shored up. This is for sure. We're not creating enough. You saw it 2 weeks in a row with that other guard spot having problems, continuing to have problems. I'm pretty sure they have identified who the weak link is on the offensive line, and you're going to keep seeing them attack it over and over again. Find somebody to play there. Overall, man, I can honestly say that Miami beat themselves. Holding everything constant on defense, because I wasn't even, outside of early on, I'm like, okay, I can rock with it. They getting the ball back. And the offense just not doing nothing. Carson Beck, this one's on you, bro. Even with Dawson calling all those stupid-ass inside zones, some of them throws you made were crazy, and I don't know why you would make those throws. Bro, prior to the beginning of last year, you were projected to be the #1 draft pick in the last year's draft. Your draft stock dropped dramatically. It was such a drastic drop because of how you played. I don't want to see another one of these fucking UGA games from you again, Beck. You don't have any more do-overs, bro. You don't have any more mulligans. Either you tighten the fuck up, or you are going to be a late round draft pick at best come draft day. I promise you. I don't care about your prototypical size. Your decision making looks like it is that of a freshman quarterback. And maybe not a true freshman quarterback, but a red shirt freshman quarterback. Tighten the fuck up, bro. Cam Ward threw 7 interceptions all of last season, and we had people bitching and complaining about some of the decisions he would make. Beck already got 7 interceptions, bro. You need to tighten up. You threw 4 picks and 0 touchdowns. That is crazy work. Crazy work. 0 touchdowns and 4 picks. And then you had the nerve on the play where you scrambling to fall down short of the first down, bro. If you don't fucking put your body on the line and try to win the game, what is you doing? Not seeing enough from you, man. You need to wake up, bro. But that loss is absolutely on you. You and Shannon Dawson are to blame for that loss, specifically. Shannon Dawson, show me something, bro. Show me when somebody takes away exactly what you want to do, and your player, your main guy, isn't doing what you need. Show me that you can do something else. Show me. You ran the play to Malachi for the touchdown. That was a great play. Then you ran the reverse, the pass. That was a great pass. But show me something, bro. Stop trying to save stuff for the last minute. You need to do that when we in the thick of the game and we need to fucking score. Inside zone ain't gonna work, Dawson. Learn to utilize a tight end, Dawson. Stop playing fucking 3 wide receivers, Dawson. Where have I seen these issues before? Oh, last year. Had Arroyo, who was first round talent, didn't know how to fucking use him. Okay. It took 8 games to figure out how to use Damian Martinez. Oh, wait. Oh, we only pretty much played the 4 or 5 wide receivers last year. Your boy you brought in that fucked up the whole chemistry in the wide receiver room that you allowed to be a starter day one, even though he hadn't proved anything. That was you. Okay, so, you control who plays in Kevin Beard's room. KB don't get to choose who play. It's just you. But supposedly, you done given Merritt the option to pick who plays for him. What's really going on? So you want to dictate who play out of KB room. You don't know what the fuck you're doing, Dawson. When it comes to the selection of players playing, you don't know what you're doing. I'm sorry that nobody else told you that, but you don't know what you're doing, bro. And the simple fact is, even if you don't want to play more guys overall, you have to. You fucking have to. When I saw Malachi grabbing his arm and then CJ went out with the hospital ball from Beck, I'm like, these are the moments that you don't want to put these kids in. So we're playing Stanford this week. So guess what? I expect to see a lot of people playing. Get them comfortable before we play that next game. Do something. But you need to tighten up, bro. Mario, get a hold of your ship. I had the Canes going 11-1 this year anyway. I said it up front. I did not think it would be this game. Okay? I didn't think it would be this game that they would lose because everything lined up for Miami to just be who Miami was and win the game. And the main thing that we didn't see was good play from Carson Beck. If Carson Beck had just played a little better, Miami would have won the game easily. But he didn't. And now we're here. Now we have a loss in the ACC. Now we have to run the table overall. I don't even care if we play in the ACC championship or not. That you got to run the table if you want to get into the playoffs. It's just that simple. And if you squander another opportunity to get into the playoffs because your OC is predictable in his run game and he refuses to play other people at wide receiver and he doesn't know how to use his tight end, well, guess what, Mario? It's going to be on you, buddy. Every time something has been wrong in the offseason, you have fixed it. And right now, the current common denominator is the OC refusing to play people at wide receiver, the OC being stubborn about the run game. Okay? The OC not knowing how to use his tight end. Same thing we seen last year. And now don't get me wrong. He has shown me way more from a schematic standpoint. This is where you make your money though, bro. When it's not going the way you planned and you actually get in there and make a real adjustment. If you got to start treating Beck like a freshman quarterback, then so be it. Expand the run game, bro. But I don't want to see 100 inside zones against Stanford. I don't care how effective it is, how effective it looks. Stop doing it, bro. Do something else. And running backs, for the love of God, if he keep calling that bullshit inside zone, bounce that shit to the outside. I know for a fact that they're telling y'all to not bounce it because they want to they're trying to set something up. They want it to look a certain, bounce that. He keep calling IZ and it don't work. Bounce to the outside. Same way you did against USF, Jordan Lyle, last year. Fletcher, Marty, somebody get the balls to bounce one of them runs, because continuing to run between the tackles when you see it's not working is just not smart. Mario, get a hold of your ship before it sinks, big dog. I genuinely want to thank you guys for all the support that I've been getting lately. The comments are flowing, especially with the loss, but just in general, the comments are flowing, man. I appreciate the good conversation. Please, if you love the content that you're seeing, like the video, share it with another Canes fan, subscribe to the channel. The videos will consistently be dropping, like I said once before. I appreciate all the support. It's a lot of people that's been here for years. Been here for years supporting me, and I definitely appreciate it, man. Go Canes. So look, man, how I was feeling watching this game, I'm heated. I'm heated because I'm like, we're really allowing a team that is not better than us talent-wise out-scheme us, and they're out-coaching us. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, damn, bro. Like, I really didn't think that I was going to see another Carson Beck game like this until maybe late in the season, that he would be saving it. But he came right on out and did what Beck does. This is what they knew you for at UGA, bro. You got all emotional talking about they wrote you off and all of that. Listen, man, tighten the fuck up. This is Miami, bro. If you thought they was hard on you at UGA, I can guarantee you this right now, Beck. If you go out there and you have another bullshit game like that, boy, it's going to be rough for you. We love this Kane shit for real. This shit different. It's real different. Miami ain't won in a long time, bro. But that means absolutely nothing when it comes to how they expect a quarterback to play. And you said you wasn't worried about filling big shoes because you filled Stetson Bennett's after he won back-to-back natties. And I get it. I respect what you said. But we just watched generational talent leave here at quarterback, son. And what you're doing right now is not going to cut it. You need to tighten the fuck up, and let's get to it. Some of that shit you was doing last night looked like Emory Williams. Actually, correction. You literally looked like Tyler Van Dyke. I was watching that game, and I was like, bro, I know TVD ain't out there, because that's what it looked like. TVD. Just throwing that shit to anybody. Triple coverage. Can't read a coverage. Like, you was looking like you had never played football for real, my boy. That's crazy work. Tighten up, man. Ruben Bain. Bye-bye. Heisman's talk. Oh, that's done. That's cooked. Boy, you better come out on a tear for the rest of the year, because, man, we needed you to put your imprint on that game and in some facet. And I get they was holding a lot. You knew they was going to do that, though. I need to see more. Hopefully Mesidor's okay. Keontae Scott, man, that boy almost single-handedly saved the game at the end. He almost did. A chance to do it. And I got this for y'all crying-ass fans. Y'all ain't going to never be satisfied, bro. Why Dawson so conservative? And he's doing nothing but throwing the ball at the end. Then when we get in field goal range, if he had ran the ball like he probably should have, knowing that your fucking quarterback done threw 3 interceptions tonight, then y'all would have been bitching. Oh, we can't even play to win. We can't even play to win. He throws the ball. Why the fuck he threw the ball? Like, y'all ain't never happy, bro. Shut the fuck up. That's what y'all need to do. That's exactly what y'all need to do. Shut the fuck up, bro. That's all I got for y'all, man. Till next time, I'm signing off. All right, man, let's get it. This first drive, it's all gimmicks. Everything, keeping them, not allowing us to sink our heels in the dirt. Look at this. Don't even know what's happening for sure. The first thing I see from OJ is him goddamn playing a soft ass zone. Shit, stupid. Look at him. There go Chris Bell over there. First thing he doing is bailing. Bro, what the fuck are y'all doing? Oh my God. Look at that missed tackle. 2 missed tackles. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I couldn't tell you a play that Jacoby Thomas made. He made that tackle right there, and he's celebrating and shit because he thinks we got to stop. We didn't get a stop. They got the fucking first down. All of that super flying around and stuff he was doing, him and Poyser missed so many tackles. Lucas, I don't know if you did shit the whole game, but man, that shit was disappointing. Teray and Wesley Basaint, y'all didn't do shit. Boom. Hit it to him. Okay, boom. 1, 2. Wrap them up. 3rd and 25. All the fucking penalties. Like, stuff like this was what was making me mad. You knew everything would be quick hitters, even when they start doing some of their regular stuff. And just look at this shit, bro. 3rd and 2. Wildcat. Backup quarterback in. He gets the first down. 1st and 10. They weren't letting us set our cleats in the ground. And this shit right here is crazy to me. I get that happened, but the angle Poyser, the angle Lucas had, bro, you should have been able to do something. Like, we didn't do anything. Like, this man just went untouched 35 yards to the end zone, bro. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. A free release? Be for real, dog. Be for real. And look. Come on, man. Nothing down the field at all. Boom. Great hit. Great hit by Beck. Boom. Set it. Throw it downfield. Great catch. Malachi Ball. Shout out Malachi Tony. Shout out Baby Jesus, man. Gabos, man. The game ain't based on sympathy. Let's get it. Come on, man. Outside of this right here, Fletch really didn't do nothing. He was ineffective all game. Got the ball back. This is what I'm talking about. That's pass interference. That's PI all day. You're not going to get that call, but bro started fucking tackling him. That is PI all day. But they're not giving you that call, bro. You shouldn't be throwing that ball. Like, hold on. I'm finna back this up. So right here, bro. Look at this shit. At this point, why are you trying to make this throw? Here. It's right there. Look at all of this space. Bro, there's a wall here. He's taking him, and there's 2 people deep. Why would you try to do this? That other guy is already running with him, bro. Goodness. Beck, sometimes I just... And that was a great play, too. That was a great play by Watts, but that was definitely pass interference, though. Great play by Scott. Scott balled out. Between that sack, the forced fumble, the other hit he had, man, he was flying around. I don't think he missed as many tackles as other folks. A Jordan Lyle sighting. When I saw the burst and stuff, I was like, oh, okay, he might do something. He didn't do shit. Ain't his fault, though. Right there. Like, what are you doing, bro? This is what I'm talking about. First of all, you're not throwing this ball to CJ Daniels one-on-one. You're not even throwing it to Malachi one-on-one. You're throwing this shit to Keelan Marion. Why? Trips. Boom. Okay. If you want to freeze it right here, you can definitely hit this to CJ. For sure. But even if you can't, look at who this is right here. Let's see. Oh, it's the running back that was supposed to do the little chip. CJ Daniels is wide the fuck open. Jordan Lau, wide open. Even the way Malachi came off on his stem, he's open. But you throw it up to him. Boom. Why? Get him out the fucking game, bro. I don't want to see a jump ball to Keelan Marion. Be for real. He's known for speed. He ain't known for head topping nothing. Like, what are we even doing? You going to pump fake to CJ, and then if you're going to throw this ball, it has to be outside. That should be on the outside shoulder if you're throwing that. You cannot throw that ball inside. You can't. Like, you had these boys looking like true ball hawks out here. Most of the stuff that they had, and look at them throwing the U down. Y'all sat up here and let these boys be able to throw the U down. Look at there, man. Look at Scott them in there. Third and 17. Telling you, after them first two, defense done locked in. Boom. Right there. Great play, Bane. Fourth down. Get the ball back. That was a great tackle. That was a great tackle by 24, open space. Great tackle. Boom. Screen there. Flat line. Get up out of there. Get up out of there. Get up out of there. So sad that we wasted this. Didn't even score a touchdown. That boy Cooper, flat line, bro. But didn't even score a touchdown off this, bro. Oh, okay. We got a JoJo Trader sighting right here. That's open. You can throw that. But then he whipped around like that. He could have threw that. He took a bunch of other stupid decisions, but that was actually open. Let's see. Third quarter, bro. Why? Why is OJ on him? It was a bad matchup all night, bro. The one few times that it wasn't Chris Bell. 3rd and 10. Like, look at this shit, bro. 3rd and 10, 20-yard run. Like, just untouched. The fits were so bad. Another run. Another one. 2nd and 13, and they breaking off chunks on us like this. I knew he was probably going to fumble or make a bad play because he was gassed. You could see it with like about 7 or 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. He was gassed. And to me, this shit is just inexcusable. All right. It's 3rd and 3. You see where they at. So my first thing on this is they're doing this on purpose now. Notice they schemed this up. Look at where he's off the line. He's off the line for a reason, and look where he's positioned at. But this is my problem with this call, Heatherman. You're asking this guy to come out of this because you know they're probably going to run some type of crossing concept, and to come provide coverage. He's one of our worst coverage guys. Why would you do that? Nope, get out of there. Boom. Right there, right in front of him. Miss. Jacoby Thomas didn't make the tackle. Couldn't believe it. 36-yard TD. Crazy. All of these damn missed tackles, bro. This man going untouched on drag routes for touchdowns. 3rd and 11. Send Bowman in motion. What are we doing? Intercepted. You're going to bring it back and give you another opportunity. Roughing the passer. 4th and 4. Right here. Look. Right here. 1st down. Nope. Off your back foot. Throw it down there with no reel. Nothing. Come on, man. Same guy that picked the other one off, too. He said, I'm going to get mine. And I get it. You know the pressure's probably coming. It's 4th and short. And look at this. This is part of what I was talking about, too. He was getting absolutely destroyed. But, bro, it's here. It is here. It's right. It's the only one. It's here. You didn't even get that up. If you would have got it up, maybe it would have made it to CJ. You didn't even get that up. But right here, Scott. Boy, he made a hell of a play on that. Boy, he made a hell of a play. Full speed, missile. Hat. Oh, that was a great play. Poiser's there for the scoop. This was Shannon Dawson's best play call of the whole game right here. Right here, y'all. Boom. Touchdown. Touchdown. Beautiful. Beautiful. Another great play call right here. Boom. Malachi. Dot. 2-point conversion. CJ. 3rd and 8. Stop jumping your ass around. That boy been fucking you up all game. Threw one to you and you fucking dropped it. 3rd and 13. And here we go. Hit one to CJ. 3rd and 3. Malachi. Second down. They cheated on that too. And it should have been a 1st down. Why? Why? They did a hell of a job disguising stuff, which Beck said he ran the wrong route. But why are you making that throw, bro? It is 1st and 10. We're on, what, 31-yard line? We got 2 timeouts. If anything, you're not going to throw this ball on this side of the field, bro. Look at this. No. Keyed on it, jumped it. Blouses. Game. It's the game. A lot of dumb shit took place this past weekend. And hopefully Miami is done with the dumb shit. That's all we can hope for, to be honest. That Miami is done with the dumb shit and all of the bad plays and everything. But at the end of the day, man, it is what it is. And this is why the games have to be played. No matter what it says on paper, you have to line it up and go play the games. You have to. And when you get inside those lines, you got to line up and see how you come out on the other side of it. Miami got out schemed. Overall, simply out coached. And when it came to the physicality perspective, they did not do what they should have done with Louisville, and Beck also threw 4 interceptions. You mix that in with Dawson not playing enough wide receivers, Dawson continuing to play, continuing to call inside zone, and Dawson not knowing how to use tight ends. Voila, that's what you get. An L. An L. You get an L when you do that. I had Miami going 11-1 anyway. It is what it is. Check it out, y'all.